can you believe this outfit? It's so handsome, I'm almost afraid to touch it. Well, I guess that's everything then. After all this time, I just have to actually do it now. You know, there's a part Junlei's been looking for to fix up the air cyclers. They only carried them on big colony ships, like the Hope. I know. For a while, it felt like everything I did was a little bit of help. And it meant I didn't have to ask her to be mine. Not yet. Not for real. Next time we dock with Groundbreaker, I'm doing it. I'll send June a message and ask her over. This is real scary, Captain. I'm grateful for all you done.
Ладно, так, теперь поработайте моделью на Селесте. Иконоборец, мародер, космик. Броня и головной убор еще. Угу, понял. Так, теперь за Элли пошли. Куда-то туда. Так, погодь через мост. А тут не пройдешь, да? Питейный дом Бингсли.
Have you tried our new cocktail sponsored by Rizzo's? 1 part purple spectrum vodka, 1 part artificial tomato-like substitute juice. We call it a Blue Bloody Mary. Oh, by all means, ask away. I don't believe in work. Work is for auto mechanicals and lower classes. I don't mean to sound cruel. There's nothing wrong with working. It's just so unnecessary. Why bother? We all have our roles in society. I like to think of myself as an entrepreneur. This drinking establishment is my investment. Do you know Celeste Jolliker? I've heard she's working on some spectacular new design.
Понятненько. Так, хорошо. Как же мне тогда туда пройти? Туннели какие-то.
I'm on my legally allotted break. Really, I'm supposed to be here.
Жиль малина.
Oh, what are you doing here?
А что вы здесь делаете?
Nothing. Nothing. Why? Does it look
Да.
like I'm up to something? Laws, I knew it! You got me. I'm caught, aren't I? I work in the lab at the Ministry of Accuracy and Morale. Some of my sprats went missing, but it's not my fault, okay? Maybe I let them out more often than regulations allow, but they need to stretch their little legs. And so what if I occasionally forgot to latch their cage? Everyone gets a little distracted now and then.
Ты же это сделал специально.
They escaped, and before I could coax them back, they'd made their way to the maintenance tunnels. Even if I did dare go down there, they're among all the common sewer sprats and exterminator mechanicals. Really? In that case, take this collection crate. 6 of my little ones are down there, but don't worry, you can easily tell them apart from common sewer sprats. They have intelligent eyes, an agreeable yet reserved demeanor, and a fondness for hiding. Also, they're white rather than green. Please, do take care, and do mind the exterminator mechanicals. If the worst should happen to my little darlings, well, I still want their bodies. For science, of course. To deal with the sewer sprats, of course. They're quite the nuisance. They're for my, research. Oh, very well. It's true. I do run studies on them at the lab, but I also have a special connection with them. See, I'm an enormous fan of all my colonists. The early seasons, before the plotlines got tacky. You must have seen the classic episodes. Well, I name all my sprats after my favorite characters. That way, their stories can live on in rodent form. So you see, it's imperative that I get them all back. Well, to maintain things, of course. Like big, humming machine things with gears. And pipes. Water pipes. Air pipes. All sorts of pipes. That's why they connect the city from the Acropolis district to here. Everyone knows sewer sprats carry diseases. And the exterminator mechanicals have been known to fire on larger targets. Why they'd do that when they're only supposed to attack sprats, I've no idea. But there are rumors. Some people say there are strange things in those tunnels. Assassins. A room full of murderous automechanicals. Monsters hungry for human flesh. A hidden bureaucratic purgatory where things and people are lost forever. Not that I place any stock in silly rumors, of course. Not just names, they all have backstories, too. There's Lord Reginald Kim III, Lady Philippa Farnsworth, Vonda von Vermington, Haroon Greenlee, Iskander Emmanuel Sanchez, and Evelyn Ensley Okoye.
О, господи, не-не-не, мне это не интересно.
Something else? I still am. After all, I'm a person of very little influence and only middling prospects. No one does favors for free. But I must say, I'm far too distressed to think critically about your suspiciously kind offer.
Ладно. Чё-то многовато накидывать стали, серьезно. Служба доставки посылок Алкиона. Как же мне попасть вот сюда наверх, а? А, можно вот тут перейти.
Citizens, today marks a monumentous occasion in the course of Halcyon history.
Поместье.
After a deep and thorough examination of our budgets, revenue streams, and predictive
Офигеть, это прикольно выглядит. Не, город эпичный.
There's my parents' place. Smell that? Industrial grade cleaning solvent and desperation.
more productive than ever. In the coming months, this
Ну давай посмотрим, что он там за люди такие. Да че ты пушку-то все время достаешь, ёпс туда. Нифига себе у нее дом. Теодора Фенхел. Лайонел Уизерспун.
Marilyn, is that you?
Laws, we certainly didn't expect to see you like this. And I didn't expect you to renew your marriage contract. But we're all full of surprises today, aren't we? Speaking of surprises, you should meet my new friend. We've been running around the system for a while now, stirring up all sorts of trouble. There you go again, Captain. Always menacing polite society. Anyway, you're probably wondering where I've been all this time.
Not exactly.
The last few years have been a bloody haze. You wouldn't believe the messes we've gotten ourselves into. Right? Yep, we're a pair of disgraceful lowlifes.
Marilyn, this really isn't the best time. Perhaps you should go.
You tell him. We'll stay as long as we like. And while we're at it, we'll drink your expensive hooch, wear our outside shoes all over your nice floors. Just a second. You had the floors redone with real Terran marble? Since when can you afford that?
That's what we've been trying to tell you, dear, but you must understand, we hadn't heard from you in ages.
We thought you were dead. I'm not dead. I just never wanted to talk to you again.
I'm afraid the distinction was lost on us, darling.
Как мои родители.
We only did what any grieving parents in our position would do. We collected on your life insurance policy.
And the payouts have been rather, substantial.
You what? Of course. And we shall always harbor that joyful secret deep within our hearts. And you'll report it to the insurance company, right?
It's not that simple. For one thing, we'd have to cut back on so many necessities. The neighbors would be sure to notice.
Why did you do that?
We had to explain your disappearance somehow.
We couldn't very well tell people you'd run off to become a miscreant, could we? Shh! Someone could hear you.
We concocted a story about Celeste Jollycurl designing a pair of 12-inch heels for you.
One of a kind, naturally.
That led to your tragic death when you tripped and broke your neck.
It was quite the story. People were talking about it for weeks. Not until I get some answers. Couldn't you have at least made up a better story? Something with pirates or raptidons? And what are you gonna do now that we're here?
Yes, about that. We were just about to ask you to leave.
Quietly, if you don't mind.
Бабки на карман.
She hasn't changed a bit, I see. That's it? You just want us to disappear now? Marilyn, please.
Don't cause a scene.
Let's just get out of here, Captain. Fine. I'm gone. Forever this time. Let's talk outside.
Я бы потряс их на бабки. Ну ладно, это и ей решать. Я бы точно с них что-нибудь срубил бы. Как говорится, с паршивой овцы хоть шерсти клок.
A word, Captain?
С удовольствием.
Can you believe those two? We'd hardly been there a minute and they turned us out like yesterday's garbage. I thought they'd be scandalized. They'd both be sitting there watching one of their vapid aetherwave dramas, and then we'd walk in. Mother would drop her mock apple cider, and the glass would shatter all over their overpriced marble. Father would tear off his glasses and blink open-mouthed. Shh, I'm getting to the good part. I'd have a great one-liner in the tube. I was thinking either the leather's fake but the scars are real, or oops, did I just track awesome onto your rug? Yeah, I'm gonna use that one day. Now, getting back to my story. Father would throw his hands up, because this would be just like me, to come back and make a big scene. Then, Mother would do the old, You had us worried sick. Her eyes would be red and she'd have her fist in front of her mouth to stifle a sob. I'm not hurt. I'm outraged. Affronted, even. I just didn't want to get booted out of the house I grew up in like that. It's embarrassing, you know? And I've got a reputation to maintain. I'd love to know how you'd describe getting kneecapped. But I want to talk about me now. I always thought I knew that. Didn't realize it would take getting stabbed in the back to really get it. Good thing it happened with a couple top-rungers who can't stick worse than a butter knife in me. They've got no idea what a real double cross looks like. Much less a Hephaestian triple cross. Or an inverted Olympian blind cross. Wait a second. What if I could get that money? I could open a new account, designate that account holder as a sole beneficiary. All the payouts would go to me. I'll make money without doing a thing. And I'll get to cut them off.
Гениально.
You know me, Captain. I don't like to leave a debt unpaid. My policy is with the Greater Halcyon Insurance Group. They have an office in Byzantium. Maybe you could use some of your people skills to help me set up a dummy beneficiary account. If that doesn't work, I'm sure we can find one of their terminals and do it ourselves. Something on your mind?
Пошли. Это становится интересно.
You sure have seen a lot of the colony, huh, Dr. Fenhill?
Ellie. And sure, but most of it looks the same from inside a ship.
Sorry, Dr. Ellie. Still, though, don't you find it thrilling? Being in space.
Look, it's just Ellie.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to walk.
Бюро исследований.
My dear fellow, you've no idea how...
That episode from a few weeks ago was supposedly based on a real incident.
Что? Высоконадежная почтовая система страховой группы Великий Алкион. Торговая марка. Единственное письмо в этом почтовом ящике адресовано филиалу страховой группы Великий Алкион в Фолбруке на планете Монарх.
I guess we're going to Fallbrook.
Фиктивный счет получателя. Так, хорошо, что у нас тут еще? Вот, Византий, с человеком Финиаса. Пробы, да. Последний эксперимент Химериста. И убейте Еву Чартранд. Византии. Постиж прыз. Так, шьет скафандры. Дзюн Лейн, крестовый поход в ад, в центре внимания. Верхний этаж Pictures, Финиас. Так, хорошо.
Organic, vegan, handmade, gluten-free, dairy-free, nut-free.
I only wish they weren't showing so many spacers' choices.
Чувствую, сейчас много мы будем разговаривать. И надо будет потом выбирать.
I tell you what,
We'll change the font in our contracts.
Что хочу, то и позволяю. Лежать. Так, паранойя. Вы неоднократно привлекали внимание охранников. Личностные -1. Да не надо, не-не-не. Хотя за это можно ачивку, кстати, получить. Набрав себе изъянов. Коллегия, репутация. А, это коллегия здесь, да? Ну, извините. Не знал, не знал. Теперь буду знать. Бежу. Так, сейф. Хорошо, что там с этим доктором?
This reminds me of... Oh, never mind.
Здесь вообще есть кто живой, нет? Так, что пишут? Личный терминал доктора Ева Чартред. Записи. Каскадия в опасности. Мне сообщили, что мои файлы на терминале в Каскадии просматривал посторонний пользователь. Может, просто какой-нибудь безмозглый мародер, а может и нет. Надеюсь, тот, кто это был, понимает, что жертвы, принесенные на Монархе и на станции 1084, послужили высокой цели. Возможно, однажды, когда мы все перейдем на иной уровень бытия, человечество простит мне мои грехи. Станция 1084. Подтверждаются худшие опасения. Станция 1084 захвачена. Кто знает, что стало с емкостями, с моей командой. Как обычно, связи в коллегии не помогают. Если я не могу выдавать результат, который можно поставить на конвейер, красиво упаковать и порадовать населению, и продавать населению, то мне велят молчать и слушаться. Очередной переезд. Условия в основной и дополнительной лабораториях не оптимальны. Политическая нестабильность отняла у меня Каскадию, а сочетание раздражительности и паранойи сгубило станцию 1084. Быть может, дом Византии станет для меня надежным укрытием. Я буду тосковать по работе с коллегами, но мне ясно, что таких товарищей я не заслуживала, тех, что со мной больше нет. Работа продолжается в изоляции и одиночестве, быть может, так лучше. Первые инопланетяне. С того момента, как наши предки себя осознали, мы навязываем свою власть всему, чего коснемся. Колониализм работал какое-то время. Но в Алкионе этот старый трюк уже не годится. Теперь нам придется склониться перед силой, которая превосходит нашу. Это нам придется приспосабливаться. Добавление. Вино провоцирует самокопание. Быть может, я смогу уравновесить это водкой. Я не совсем понял. Доступ к лаборатории. Разблокировать. Так она инопланетянка или нет? Я что-то не уловил мысль. И чё? А где спуск? Это выход уже? Да нет. А, во! Доктор Чартранд. Я так и не понял, она инопланетянин или нет?
That's top-of-the-line equipment. Better than most hospitals, even.
That's far enough. What are you doing here? How did you even get inside?
Так, интересно, подожди. Вопросы здесь. Лидия Хаген. Ваша инопланетная телепатия меня не страшна.
My what?
Что?
Let's talk about this. Please. I think there's been a crucial misunderstanding. Just give me a second to explain myself. If you still want to shoot me, at least it'll be for an accurate reason. If you came looking for some elaborate scheme, it isn't here. All I'm doing is trying to keep Halcyon alive.
What are you doing, Doctor? This information is beyond classified.
You can write me up in your report. It hardly matters. I'm researching a new way to feed the colony. The crops we transplanted from Earth don't give us the nutrients we need. Our colonists might not realize it yet, but they're starving. A recent development, Captain. Apparently someone's broken into the laboratories where I used to work. The board wanted me protected. The food we grow here barely sustains human life. The colony won't last under these conditions. So, the board let me approach the problem from a different angle. I believed that I could adapt humans to live on Halcyon's terms. That I could change us. Give us the ability to derive sustenance from the nutrients the food does have. I know. I was there. Thomas was the first to take the gas. A simple test, he said. I told him not to, but he insisted. We learned a lot from his autopsy. Enough that we could try it on each other and know when to stop. No one else died. I must find a cure so his sacrifice isn't in vain. I wouldn't allow us to experiment on convicts or the unemployed. It's wrong, no matter what the law says. Everyone agreed. We accepted the risks. I'm desperate. I've already asked all the best institutes on Earth for help. Years ago, we sent a message out on the Cornelius Vanderbilt, but heard nothing back. It's been missing for over 2 years now. They never re-established contact after the skip to Earth. Of course, the board is keeping that under wraps.
Imagine losing something with that many guns on it.
How'd you lose half a pair of ships like it were a sock?
The board is uneasy about letting the colony know, seeing as half of their military force vanished without a trace. I'd prefer if you didn't use my name when you talk about this. My contract has a list of very terrible consequences for breaking secrecy. Once we can replicate a success, the board will move to rewire our nucleon. With any luck, our next generation will be eating and thriving off Halcyon crops.
Knowing what the board considers a success, that doesn't give me a lot of hope.
You really think the board got our best interests at heart? I mean, they say, but I'm just not sure.
We haven't made enough strides to advance the plan. Hardly any at all. But we have to keep trying. If I die, there's no one who can reproduce our work. Every sacrifice will have been for nothing. And we'll be no closer to a solution that feeds the colony.
I try not to, at least when it comes to the moral dilemmas. Lilia Hagen's a useful ally to have, but I'll back you up either way.
I hope you know what you're doing, Captain. I leave it in your hands.
It seems like she's trying to help, Captain. Honest help. Ain't many in the colony doing that. We should let her try.
Everything I did was for the good of the colony. Consider that.
Блин. Финиаса Уэллса. Если будете работать с ним, я вас пощажу. Блин, ну тогда я завалю квестовую линию субсвету Тиля, правильно? Давай попробуем.
The one on the wanted posters? They say he's an anarchist. A madman, a butcher. I'll do it.
Doctor!
What choice do I have, Commander?
Недовольная.
For the last time, no. I need to get out of here. Phineas can contact me when he's ready to work together. For now, I'd better pack up the lab and head somewhere discreet.
Not so fast. Captain, what you just learned is beyond your clearance. Hell, it's beyond mine. Give me one reason why I should let you walk out of here alive.
Подкуп. Блять, мне не хватает денег.
Wrong answer.
Так, подожди, а это не будет считаться проваленные? А, так я с ней тоже дерусь. А, блин. Куда она делась? Она сломалась. И где она? Лилия Хаген? Все, я считается, что я убил ее или что? Доктор Лорелея Фаль. Жив, минимальные признаки жизни. Заметка. Чтобы попытаться спасти объект, необходимо оказать ему медпомощь. Но на текущий момент мы даже не представляем, что нужно сделать. Не нужно было идти вместо меня, Лора. Это я вытянула жребий. Это я должна была быть. Вряд ли у меня хватит сил продолжить работу без тебя. Я не перестану искать способ тебя вернуть. Если ничего не выйдет, да найдется архитектор твое место в уравнении, Ева. Хрен его знает на самом деле. А может она правда манипулирует мною? Кто об этом точно узнает? Никто. Поэтому... Это может быть всемирный заговор. Так, ну блин. Ее так-то тело пропало. Недовольная. Но надеюсь, они не будут на меня нападать. Так, срочно надо пойти и закончить квест и посмотреть, все ли я правильно сделал. Надеюсь, да. В принципе, по идее, это не должно... Я надеюсь, они не будут сейчас в меня стрелять. Иначе это будет жесть. Да нет, вроде пока все норм. Так, карта. Вот так, давай. Сейчас быстро поговорим с Парвати, смотаемся к Лили. Надеюсь, закончим ее квест. И потом спокойно вернемся и пойдем по основной сюжетке. А, кстати говоря, можно еще костюм этого купить. Так, где ты там?
If you're looking for crew members Ellie or Felix, they're sharing a drink upstairs.
I swear, next time we put into Groundbreaker, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna ask her over.
Как ты затрахала уже?
Oh, I'm so nervous. Having trouble focusing on my work.
Ладно, гоу на первопроходец. Окей.
I believe your choice to spare Chartrand would be considered the
Я пощадил ее
path,
все-таки,
yes?
да?
Sublight's money is inconsequential in the face of ethics.
Сука, нет, подожди. Я хочу ее убить все-таки. Я хочу все-таки ее убить.
That's far enough.
Take your best shot, asshole.
Живите. Так, а где она? А, вон она валяется. Вот так-то. Так-то лучше. Не-не-не-не-не, пощажать я никого не буду. Я как бы до конца не уверен, на самом деле. А, у нее ничего не было с собой. Ну, то есть мне надо было просто ее убить и все. Так, все, пошли. Все же, да? Почти. Все, двинули. Тем же путем уходим. Я сделал такой выбор. Ну, извините. Может быть, это была глупо, а может быть и нет. Мне же Лили предупреждала, что типа она мне будет зубы заговаривать. Вот я и не поверил ей. Почему я должен ей верить? А может, она правда мне заговаривает зубы? Хрен знает. Так, ну пока мы здесь, давай сходим по основной сюжетке. Так, город и звезды. У Финиаса есть единомышленник, который поможет найти министра Кларка. Этот человек работает в доках. Ага, туда, 200 метров.
Nice thing about traveling with the captain. We meet all sorts of new people.
Sure. Best part is when they pay us.
We never really had new folks in Edgewater, except the captain. Kinda hard to make new friends when everyone's already decided they don't like you.
Could be a favor in disguise. A lot of people out here ain't that nice.
А. Ладно, давай, уже осталось 15 минут, быстро смотаемся в Византий, закончим с Паравати, закончим с Субсвет утилем, и потом уже вернусь тупо сюда, чтобы заниматься сюжеткой, окей?
Captain, if you're looking for crew members Ellie or Felix...
I swear.
Да. Я за тебя рад, Паравати. Да не, посредник Финиаса. Мне нужен... Да, мне же еще надо вернуться на этот... Фолбрук. Все ли готово?
Nice work dispatching Chartrand, Captain. Sublight will be pleased.
Да, конечно. Тебя забыл спросить. Искусственный интеллект. Сиди, молчи, тебя не спрашивали.
We've arrived at the groundbreaker.
Can we chat? All right. She's on her way. How do I look?
Как принц? Потрясающе.
Oh, my hands have finally stopped shaking. All right. Deep breath. Here I go.
Где я? А, это моя каюта.
I told him, Dad, I'm a big girl now. I ain't need your help. I can do it on my lonesome.
What did he say to that?
Have at it then. And he handed me his favorite wrench, the one he used for the canner. He's probably half as tall as I was.
He didn't scold you for talking back to him?
Nah, he was never like that. I always thought it was funny when I get indignant about something. Then he'd watch me do whatever it was, make sure I didn't get hurt, but he'd never interfere. I learned a lot that way.
I wish I could have met him. Anyone who helped shape you must have been a special person.
Что? В смысле покинуть безнадежный? А, их типа надо наедине оставить, ладно. Так, ну, порвать и оставим. Давай возьмем тогда Сэма. Гад. Как же это все затянуто, а? Зачем же так растягивать этот квест надо было? Не, ну как бы, не знаю, по мне так затянуто и довольно скучный. Так, безнадежно. Ладно, теперь жди. Теперь я уже пошел сдавать квест. Это во-первых, а во-вторых, мне надо будет еще головной убор космика купить. Но сначала я сдам квест, чтобы просто космос, чтобы получить бабки, а потом я куплю себе шлем просто космос. И еще ж надо будет поучаствовать в фильме.
Is it done? Well, well.
А, субсвет в конце тоннеля. Приз получен.
How does Vice President of Aggressive Acquisitions sound to you, contractor?
288. Броня вице-президента субсвета. Меня больше ваше место интересует.
I seriously doubt it, considering that I spend my days behind a desk, and you get all the fun salvage jobs. Catherine heard I was taking you on full-time, and sent along a present of her own. I've had it delivered to your ship.
Спасибочка.
From now on, the board will think twice before fucking with Lilia Hagen, savior of humanity. Be sure to mention that in your travels. We could use the free advertising.
Обойдешься.
Hey, we don't work for exposure.
Well, if there's nothing else, I need to review some applications, seeing as I just lost my best contractor. Not as much as I'd like. The board dispatched it to Earth on a resupply mission, I think. Why? Interesting. It's possible the board wanted the cruiser to disregard ancillary tasks. But to what end? I'll have someone look into it. But for the moment, we're pissing in the wind and shooting in the dark. Considering how you get around, you'll probably find answers before I do.
Ей. Такс. Ой, пардон. Я хочу принять, и у меня есть очко способностей. К навыкам от нивеля так. Грузоподъемность не нужна. Увеличить здоровье. Блин, это прикольно. Я, наверное, в ближнем бою подерусь теперь. Хватит бегать с гелевой пушкой. Так, хорошо. Так. Селеста. Да, для этого у меня же есть броня космика, да? Просто космос. Это же она. Вот. Теперь мне нужно купить шлем просто космоса. Для этого мне нужен ты, да?
What are you saying, Martin? That's an Auntie Cleo's product.
My, whoa, what have I done? The company will have my head. Both of them. This is awful. Help me! Oh, Lord!
Gotcha. What I wouldn't give to see the look on your face. This guy's real easy to fuck with.
What kind of depraved mind would
Блин, я пропустил
conjure
первую
such a
фразу.
nightmare? Agree to disagree. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to put this behind us and forget it ever happened. Have a look.
Так, шмотки. Во, давай. Шлем лунатика. Fuck yeah. Отлично. Так, теперь задание. Так, не кусайте солнце. Давай уже закончим, а? Умоляю. Порвать их. Хватит, пожалуйста, хватит. Я уже ненавижу тебя и Цзюнлэй, вот честно. Если вначале относился к Парвати с симпатией, то теперь, после ее супер-мега затяжного квеста, я уже просто ненавижу. Это просто толчется на одном месте, блин. Цзюнлэй то, Цзюнлэй это. А давай Цзюнлэй потытрем жопу. Причем Цзюнлэй приперлась на все готовое, сама ни хера не вымылась, ни хера не переоделась, пришла в своем грязном залатанном комбинезоне с грязной рожей, она даже не помылась. Ради чего такие старания было? Хз вообще. Порвать и
A
мать твою.
reminder to all crew members. There is only one toilet on the ship.
Все, блядь.
Okay, Captain, she's gone.
Она ушла, она сказала, не прошла. Мне нужны подробности.
I feel like running laps around the cargo bay. So she got here, and the first thing she said was, "Oh, you smell nice, like mock apples." And I was like, "Yeah, new soap." And then she just sort of touched my arm real gentle-like and called the cut of my outfit elegant. I couldn't get
Конечно,
a rest
6
on
тонн
account of my heart
платья
was beating
стоит.
so hard. Then I led her
Еще
into
бы.
the kitchen. I think she about cried when she saw the spread.
Я же был там.
She stood stock still and just said, "Oh, real soft. Oh, and let me tell you, I was sweating." And then she blinked and said, "Is that dustbat casserole?" I told her how we got Mr. Raymond to bake it for us, so it was double authentic. Made by a real live monarch person. Well, we talked a bunch over dinner about the things we learned just through messages, stuff we repaired, how I taught her to salvage and she taught me to build. When I brung out the sweetheart cakes, June, she got a little teary, said she had a thing she needed to say. But I stopped her because I wanted to say it first. I never felt so bold, Captain.
И?
I told her about how she made me feel. Bold like I acted, strong, smarter and kinder than I am on my lonesome. I listed all the things I liked about her. And then she pulled out a paper and read a speech. She talked about the things she admired about me, like my cleverness and my humor, and how it made her want to be more open. Anyhow, when she wrapped up, I asked her to be my girlfriend. And Captain, she said yes!
Фу. Главное, больше спонтанных просьб. Мне очень трогательно.
It's all on
Поздравляю.
your account, you know. Imagine if you'd never taken me out of Edgewater. I'd have never met Junlei at all. I don't know nothing about the Vicar's capital P plan, but you've sure changed my life. So, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna head to my cabin and happy scream into my pillow for like an hour.
55-200 очков опыта. Порвайте прекрасный вечер. Давай посмотрим. А, у меня нет ее, да? Ух, бабок накинули, правда, да. Короче, это был самый душный квест из всех, которые я вообще когда-либо видел, честно говоря. Просто писец, какая духота. Слава богу, это закончилось. Так, ладно, раз уж я путешествую. Вначале давай в Фолбрук. Быренько. На монарха, бляха. Ненавижу эту планету.
We're now in orbit above Fallbrook, Captain.
Так, все, порвайте, до свидос. С нами ходит Элли, Феликс нам не нужен, и Сэм, да. Давай. Фух, порвайте, да, вот это ты меня заставила побегать, конечно. Бабок я на тебя всрал, писец. То ли дело у Феликса задание. Пошли, посмотрели, убили, ушли. Все. Никаких, блин, проблем. Так, дайте ко мне вот это, пожалуйста. Так, у меня еще есть 1,5 минуты, я надеюсь, я успею добежать.
Said you docked 3 days ago.
This looks like the place. Ready to get...
Welcome to the offices of the Greater Halcyon Insurance Group, Halcyon's premier provider of life and disaster-related insurance. I'm obligated to inform you that our coverage does not extend to incidents deemed to result from negligence, criminal activity, or dullness of mind.
Слабость
Some
рассудка.
people, but no one in this office, I assure you, might call it stupidity.
It's like they say, there's no cure for that.
So, what kind of insurance package can I interest you in? We're running a special on dismemberment policies. Buy one, get one half off. I remember that one. That's the young socialite who broke her neck, right?
Of course, no one remembers me for the marauders I've killed or the bits I've stolen. Typical.
That claim was airtight. Our best investigators couldn't find an exclusion for that one.
Are you serious?
Well, we interviewed the parents extensively. They had plenty of awkward childhood stories that illustrated their daughter's clumsiness and